limiting beliefs. 4-minute mile is considered a holy grail of human achievement. Long before space age became that race that countries would compete on, it was a question of who has got the fastest runner. There was a time when running a mile in under 4 minutes was considered a physical impossibility. Athletes after athletes, programs after programs, and countries after countries staked all their training on crossing this milestone, but no one could actually land in the sacred zone. When Germany was getting ready to host the 1936 Olympics, held in Berlin, it is widely believed that Hitler was hell-bent on presenting a superior German race to the world. It was reported that they created a special task force to cross this barrier, but the superior race couldn't deliver. Some physicians came forward to explain. Human lung has not evolved to the point where it can deliver enough oxygen to the muscles. They even tried to come up with an ideal scenario under which it might be possible. Not probable, mind you, just a theoretical possibility discussed by perhaps some bored academic minds. We need a temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit, no wind, and hard and dry clay ground. Others opined this wasn't sufficient. We also need a roaring crowd that pushes our athlete forward. That will provide the extra push that they might need. A Japanese team added another condition, kamikaze, or divine wind. This is what they believed it took to run a mile in under 4 minutes. On May 6, 1954, a Britisher named Roger Bannister ran a race in less than perfect conditions. It was a cold and damp day. He ran on a wet field in Oxford in front of a small crowd. There definitely wasn't the roaring support that was considered a precursor to break the barrier. We certainly don't know about the divine wind, but what we do know is that he finished the mile in 3 minutes 59.4 seconds. The barrier had been broken. The impossibility had become possible. While the world erupted in celebrations of this milestone, there were physicians who openly asked if drugs were involved. There were also some insinuations that he must have had a running start to his race. If there was indeed a running start or divine breeze, it was in action once again exactly 6 weeks later, when an Australian runner broke Bannerman's record and became the second person to cross a 4-minute barrier. Wait, there's more. Within a year, there was a race where three runners, yes, three runners in the same race, finished in under 4 minutes. So what happened? How is it as something that had eluded humans for generations and nobody was able to achieve this milestone? It was considered beyond the range of human body. And certainly, when someone finally broke through the barrier, we had several runners who also reached the milestone. How could this have happened? Well, there are two explanations. One, that the human race sped through centuries of evolution in a couple of years, and the lungs suddenly had enough capacity and the muscles had enough push to propel the body forward. Either that's what happened, or maybe it was a human mind that decided that 4-minute mile was actually possible. Look around. In how many areas of our lives, whether at work or at home, do we limit ourselves to what we think is possible? When we allow the past to dictate the boundaries of what our future selves can accomplish. We got a B minor in the last course. Well, we'll settle for a B this time. No need to aim higher and get disappointed. Or our last social media campaign had 100 reviews. We'll dance around this time in a frenzy if this post reaches 120. That's a whopping 20% gain. Who does that? Nobody, right? Or if our technicians showed up for the appointment on time 78% of the time last year, Let's announce special prizes to the team if we can manage 80% this year. That's where we need to be, right? So what if 20% of our customers do not share our enthusiasm? Let's continue the power of this thought. If we sold 5 million widgets last year, what can we do this year? Well, let's see. Our best year ever, we saw a gain of 5.3%. The industry average is 3.2%. So yeah, we'll take 5% with a smile. Thank you very much. Where's my bonus check? Our limiting beliefs are extremely powerful. They not only push us back, they also keep us stuck to the same levels, happy with small incremental gains, while the whole world gallops past us since they are not constrained by our beliefs and limitations. For us to break out of this cycle, any cycle, we need to break away from this line of thinking. The future hasn't even been written. Are we still going to subject ourselves to the vestiges of that empty plank? Listen to these thoughts. I'm not good enough. We are not smart enough. Our products will continue to fail. A large part of our customer base are deadbeats who will never pay us. Our suppliers are in it for themselves, and unless we continue to audit their every move, they'll hang us to dry. Our last two initiatives failed. Why should anyone go out on a limb? Why do we do this? Why would anyone sabotage themselves and hold their own future hostage? According to best-selling author Mark Manson, we hold on to limiting beliefs to protect ourselves from struggle and failure. And because they make us feel special, self-righteous, or that we deserve special attention. There is something we can do. There is something we must do. Challenge this thinking. What does not serve us, we don't have to be defined by it. What hasn't even been written, we will not be bounded by it. Consider these steps each time you find yourself getting to the edge of your comfort zone and there's an internal voice telling you to stop. For businesses, replace the term internal voice with a phone call from the executive suite. Try these 5 simple steps. Understand the risk this voice is pointing to. Number 2, validate the risk. Is it real? Or is it one of the limiting beliefs that we have been talking about? Create a plan to move forward while addressing the concerns raised by the risk. Create mitigation plan. And number 5, train your workforce to be extra vigilant. If this risk is indeed a genuine concern, your workforce has now been officially warned. Try these simple steps. You'll be mighty pleased you did. We guarantee it.